What is the CPU? What is the CPU? What is the CPU?
Hello there. I see you need some help on your hardware unit test. What are you stuck on?
I'm stuck on the question. What is a CPU?
Well, let's start off with what the CPU means. Do you know what it means?
It means Computer Programming Unlimited.
No. CPU is for Central Processing Unit. Now let's go on to see what it does. The CPU is considered the brains of the computer. It could also be known as a processor, computer processor, microprocessor, and central processor. The Central Processing Unit interprets and carries out the commands from the computer's hardware and software. Do you have any other questions about the CPU?
Yes. Can you show me how to put a CPU in correctly?
First, you will lift up the tab so you're able to put the CPU in place. Then you will make sure the dots are matched up with the CPU socket and screw the tab down. After you put in the CPU, you will place the heatsink on top of the CPU. Once you are finished with that, take the 4-pin powered plug for the fan and plug it into the motherboard. After that, screw the 4 screws in tight on the heatsink. This is how to safely secure the Central Processing Unit.
Thanks. Now I know how to secure a CPU safely and correctly.
Before I go, I will share with you a few interesting facts about the CPU that may help you with other questions.
Okay.
The CPU is equipped with a fan and heatsink that runs so the CPU does not get overheated. This is a very important factor so that your CPU doesn't get overheated and makes your computer stop working. The processor is placed and secured into a compatible CPU socket that's found on the motherboard. Because of the heat produced from it, the heatsink will keep it cool and run smoothly. Another interesting fact is that the CPU is considered the brains of the computer. This is because the CPU sends signals to control the other parts of the computer, like how the brain sends signals to the rest of the body. The last interesting fact is that the CPU was first developed at Intel with the help of Ted Hoff in the early 1700s. The CPU is responsible for handling the instructions that it receives from the hardware and software that is running in the computer. These are some of the CPU facts that may help you with a few other questions on your test.
Okay. I really appreciate your help. Thanks.
No problem. I hope that I have helped you with a few other questions that you may have had.